Happy Friday! We have survived and conquered another week almost. We made it to Friday. I got ski ergs yesterday. Showed up to my house late last night. We probably won't be able to use them for another week because I got to put them together, and then I got to build a mounting bracket to mount them to the wall. So that'll probably take me throughout the week. But I walked outside last night and I had 4 boxes that were this big and this tall stacked up in front of my front door, which are now stacked in my living room. But that's exciting. I ordered those, I think, Monday night. We got them on Thursday night. That's super fast. So hopefully next week I can knock it out. Anyway, we got 4 minutes of cardio today. We got 20 seconds of that pec stretch, same as usual. Hand or elbow, shoulder height, rotate your body away. Open up any of that tightness that you may have from bench press yesterday. And then we have snatching today, so we want to make sure all of our overhead stuff is really good. Then you've got that pigeon box reach. So you're going to put your leg up. We started this one earlier in the week. You put your leg up on a box, and then you reach down towards your bottom leg. So the higher the box, the more difficult the stretch is, or the more mobile you have to be to pull that one off. But reach down, tuck your head down, tuck your arms down, reach through, 20-second hold, and then you're going to do those banded face pulls, 10 to the chest, 10 to the face, pull it towards you and apart, and you're trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together, pinching everything together back here. And then you've got 5 overhead squats with a PVC or a barbell. Get that overhead, press up, tighten your abs up, and then slowly squat. If you haven't noticed, there's a theme when I coach how to do things really well, and it is slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Especially when you're warming up. Moving slow and staying focused on keeping your feet flat in a squat, whether it's overhead squat, front squat, doesn't matter. Keeping your feet flat is the most important part. If your feet are not flat, it does not matter how good everything else is, because you're creating instability. So get that bar or PVC pipe overhead, squat real slow. I would only go as deep as I can go without my heels coming up off the ground. That'd be a good prep to get you ready for snatching. This is where you can power snatch, you can squat snatch. We're working towards that 1 rep. Obviously here, she's squat snatching. But this is that wide grip. Wide grip. So everyone should be at least out to those outside rings. And you bigger guys are going to go even farther. But you're going to take that bar from the ground with a wide grip, and you're going to go straight up and overhead. If you were to watch this on, say, like a power curve, it should start really slow and just gradually get faster and faster and faster until you get to the top. A lot of people try and explode at the bottom, but all that does is pull you out of position, because you can't explode against a fixed weight. You need to get that weight moving and then gradually build and accelerate until you're up to full speed. You don't need to watch an air squat video. But wide grip, take that from the ground all the way up and overhead. Like I said, you can go into a squat or you can catch in that quarter squat position. I would definitely unlock the hips one way or another. At least catching the quarter squat or the full squat. But if you are planning on ending up in a full squat snatch on your heavy rounds, then I would recommend that you start with a squat snatch. So you can warm up that squat depth, warm up that mobility, so that your body's not surprised by squatting and heavy at the very end. So then for the main WOD today, we've got 5 rounds for time. You're going to do 10 box step overs. So you're going to step up on that box. Both feet have to touch the top. Both feet have to touch the ground on the other side. However, you do not have to stand up all the way. You just got to get both feet on and both feet off the opposite side. So you got 10 reps, so 1, 2, 3, each side counts. Then you've got 3 dumbbell split jerk on each side. So you're going to take a dumbbell, bring it up in this front rack position, double dip and drop into a split. Catch that, stand back up, get your feet all the way back together. This is a big one where people rush and they don't get their reps done all the way. So you kind of revert back to what we talked about yesterday, the ABC athlete. A athlete's always so accurate, but they're too slow. They're not pushing themselves hard enough. They never mess up. They never no rep. But they also don't push their intensity enough to get the best workout they can get. C athlete goes so fast they don't do hardly anything, right? Because they're too busy going fast. And the B athlete is the mix. They're doing it as good as they can possibly do it with a little bit of speed or weight as added resistance. This is one where people do this and they bring their arms down as they're bringing their feet back together. Leave that arm up until you're all the way back together, and then you can bring it down and you can go into another one. And if you get good at it, you can actually do that pretty quickly and still go full range of motion. So you got 3 on the right arm, 3 on the left arm, and then you're going to do 10 straight leg sit-ups. So put your legs out flat, reach back and touch, sit up, and touch your toes with your knees locked. If you're unable to touch your toes with your knees locked, leave your legs locked and just reach as far as you can. Don't reach for the toes and then bend the knees to touch them. Leave your legs locked. Reach for your ankles, reach for your shoelaces, reach for whatever. That will actually help you gain some flexibility, as opposed to if you reach for your toes and bend your knees every time, you're just avoiding that stretch at the end. So doing that activation of the core while stretching hamstrings, those two will fight each other, and you can gain some flexibility if you just reach and keep your legs locked. So 15 reps of those sit-ups, and then you're going to start over. You're going to go through 5 rounds as quick as you can, as accurately as you can, and you got 20 minutes to try and get that done. Any questions on any of that? Cool, let's warm up. See if we can get this Friday going. 4 minutes cardio. I'll start that clock in just a second.